There is a painting in the world that millions of people travel across continents just to see. They stand in long lines, they raise their phones, they look, and then pause. Not because it is large, not because it is colorful, but because something about it feels strange. That painting is the Mona Lisa. At first glance, nothing about her seems extraordinary. She is not a queen. She is not surrounded by dramatic scenes. There is no action, no movement, no grand story unfolding. And yet, people cannot look away. Why? Let's begin with the most famous question of all. Is she actually smiling? If you look directly at her mouth, the smile almost disappears. But when you look at her eyes, or step slightly away, the smile returns. It appears, and then it fades. Almost like it was never fully there to begin with. This is not an accident. It is the result of a technique used by Leonardo da Vinci called sfumato. Instead of drawing clear lines, he softened the edges between light and shadow. The corners of her mouth are not sharply defined. They blur gently into the rest of her face. So when your eyes focus on different parts of the painting, your brain fills in the missing detail differently each time. In other words, the smile does not change. You do. Now think about that for a moment. What if the Mona Lisa is not smiling? And not smiling either? What if the expression only exists because we are looking for it? This is why the painting feels strange. It does not give you a clear answer. It reflects your perception back at you. But the mystery goes deeper. Who is she? For centuries, people have asked this question. The most widely accepted answer is that she was Lisa Gherardini, a woman from Florence. But here's the interesting part. Even if we accept that answer, it does not change how the painting feels. Because when you stand in front of the Mona Lisa, you are not really thinking about her name. You are thinking about her presence. She looks at you, but not in a direct or demanding way. Her gaze follows you, yet it feels distant, calm, unreachable, almost as if she exists somewhere between reality and imagination. And this brings us to the final question. Why is this painting so famous? There are many reasons. Some say it is because of Leonardo da Vinci's genius. Others point to the composition, the balance, the technique. But one moment changed everything. In 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre Museum. For 2 years, the painting was missing. Newspapers around the world talked about it. People who had never cared about art suddenly became interested. When the painting was finally recovered, it was no longer just a portrait. It had become a legend. And ever since then, people have come not just to see it, but to experience it. But here is something most people don't realize. When you stand in front of the Mona Lisa today, you don't see her the way people did hundreds of years ago. You see her through history, through stories, through expectations. You already know she is the most famous painting, and that changes everything. So what are we really looking at? A woman? A smile? A mystery? Or something else entirely? The truth is, the Mona Lisa is not just a painting. It is a mirror. Not one that reflects your face, but one that reflects how you see. Your expectations. Your emotions. Your need to understand what cannot be fully explained. That is why her smile feels uncertain. That is why her identity feels distant. That is why her fame feels almost impossible to explain. Because the Mona Lisa does not give you a fixed meaning. It gives you a space and invites you to fill it. So the next time you see the Mona Lisa, don't ask, is she smiling? Ask something else. Why does it feel like she is? Because in the end, what we see may not come from the painting at all, but from us.